guys know, I don't spend a lot of time in the kitchen, all right? But I wanted to make sure that I was the last person on earth to make Teeny's mac and cheese. Rest in peace, my asshole. I grated the cheese earlier on in the day because I knew I wasn't gonna want to do it later. I split it in half and then I put my jammies on and got back to work a few hours later. Murphy Mouse love the holidays. This isn't cavatappi pasta, but it's squiggly, so I felt like, what's the difference, really? I got these little cats that you're supposed to hang off the edge so that it doesn't boil over. They do not work by any means, but they're so cute. I use them every time. No need to pay attention here to this whole roux situation, okay, because there was big drama. It's very important that all of this happens on a low heat setting, but this cast iron skillet got way too hot, so we had to start over and switch her out with Old Faithful. We did 3 tablespoons of butter, and then we did half of our seasoning. I did my little bloom for like 30 seconds, and then I added my flour. Not gonna lie, I started getting a little scared again. Okay, it looks fine right here, and then as soon as I put the condensed milk in there, what is that? Now, I'm no expert, but this was not in Teeny's video. My real beef is with this stupid fucking plastic whisk, limp and flimsy and good for nothing. But then I added my heavy cream and things were really looking up. Okay, I was adding it really slowly like she told me to, and then I did the same thing with the cheese. At this point, I start to realize that I probably need a bigger pan. I'm adding it slowly and it gets to a point where I really can't add any more without making a huge mess. As you can see here, I added a little bit too much cheese and a little bit too much spice, but it all works out in the end. Okay, I transferred it to a bigger pot and then I put in my little pasta. Executed seamlessly, by the way. And this is the best part. I got to mix it in, I folded it over, and then I put it into my pan. You guys, I really underestimated how much cheese is actually involved in this recipe, but I'm not gonna lie, I have dreams like this, okay? Gluttonous, disgusting, amazing. And now it's time to bake. I did 350 degrees for 25 minutes, and then I did broil for 3 minutes. And it doesn't sound like long, but it felt like a lifetime, okay? I did this full time lapse for you guys, and I thought it was gonna be so cinematic and amazing, but you can see me in the reflection, so it's actually just like super embarrassing. Sat here the whole time, watched it like a movie. This is the moment of truth. If that's not the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen, oh my God. I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at this and I'm like, did I put too much cheese? I would go ahead and say yes, just based on how I felt afterward alone. The recipe calls for 3 full pounds of cheese, so I don't think it's meant to be like a proper meal. I feel like it's more of a side, but I don't care. It was so delicious. I had it for dinner and I had it again this morning for breakfast. 10 out of 10. I am so talented and amazing.